You talked about your like the organization of it and you learning that from Clive Davis. What about when you think about like your approach to songwriting?
Oh,
How do you start that like process?
What, from like the school aspect?
Not from the school, just
Oh.
you personally. Like, do you start with a melody or a concept or something? Like, what do you start with and how do you build to getting a full song?
Ah, man, that's a great question. I think, especially working on this project of mine that I produced, I had to kind of change my approach. Some of these songs I wrote 4 or 5 different songs to the track, which I normally don't do, but the stakes are higher. I'm really like obsessed with it being great. And trying different melodies is a great way to start. I guess what I'm trying, it's like a balance between whatever naturally flies out of your mouth and your brain, and how can I dissect this and methodically craft this song? Like, I think of Bruno Mars or James Fauntleroy, probably not just flying, probably more like, okay, this is crafted in a certain systematic way to get that impact, So it's a mix of both.
But do you start with like, I don't know, I ain't never been in no studio session before, right? But do you
studio?
I mean, in the studio, I'm trying to get on somebody's like interlude or something. I don't know. I be sending voicemails just in case they get put on somebody's stuff. But does it start with like, do you have an idea of like, you hear this beat and then you're like, I've been going through this. Let me write this. Or does somebody say something? I hear a lot of like, somebody said something in the studio session and we're like, ooh, that. And
that's that's exciting when that happens.
Yeah.
When it's just like, trap out. Like, I don't know. Like, if someone's like, you got one more of them? Ooh, you got one more of them. You got
and it
one.
Just like
that's a stupid example.
Do you prefer to work like what does your studio sessions look like?
Dry as hell.
Really?
I am dry. Like, there's never anyone there. It's very rare that I have people. I think it's because of my ADD that it's hard for me to focus. So, and I always love to like, this is something I got from my dad and why I'm like this. I was never allowed to do social things until I finished the song.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to go to the movies? Finish the background vocals.
Okay.
So it was like, I knew that this is work and that's play.
Okay. There was no like blending of.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
I'm too serious. I have a stick on my ass. I've seen a lot of artists. I've been around artists that are just having fun, and it's really not that deep. And I envy you. Like it works both ways. Some people do not fuck around. Like if you're in their session, do not breathe the wrong way, and they're some of the best. So it's like whatever like.
Works. Yeah, whatever works. But yours, you get the work done first.
Yeah.
And then you can go to the movies and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like, I don't know what my ideal studio session. I just want snacks.
Oh yeah.
I just need snacks and like water and like a ginger ale.
I have a funny story. I asked, there's this wine that I used to love called Santa Margarita. I would always order it from the runner. And I asked the runner to bring me a bottle of Santa Margarita in the ice bucket. So he brings me a bucket of ice with the bottle poured into the bucket of ice.
No, don't piss me off.
No, he really
why
did.
would you think?
Bless his heart. He didn't
Why would
know.
you think?
But
Is
he
this an unlimited brunch? Like,
Oh yeah, that was going on the label. Thank you. No,
that
but
is so hilarious.
it was hilarious. Yeah.
Ice bucket
Ice bucket full of wine. Yeah.
and a straw.
Like,
Okay.
bruh, am I taking this to the face? That's crazy.
How has your? I mean, I feel like you've said this. Your creative process has changed or evolved since like when you since your debut album.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're just more you're obviously taking on more? Do you feel like you're
Yeah.
also just more dialed in than when your debut album came out?
Ooh, that's a good question. Dialed in. What do you mean by that?
I feel like when I'm taking on a lot, if I'm not just doing one thing
Yeah.
and I'm doing there's obviously a lot more on your
Yeah.
plate now, I feel like when I'm focused on these different things, the outside noise has to kind of fade.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
So I'm just more focused and dialed in on
Yes.
these things versus if I'm just singing, then I can go in the booth, sing my little ass off,
Right.
and I'm gallivanting. But
Right,
like I feel
right.
like there's less time for the gallivanting because
There's
you're
no
doing so much more.
gallivanting.
Yeah.
It's a gallivant free zone. Yeah, I'm not playing. I have to find balance sometimes and realize that like the quality of your work is going to be affected by the health of you.
Yeah.
You know? So like, yeah, it's good sometimes to go to 3 a.m. and eat, sleep, breathe the music, but like sometimes it's like, dude, go take a walk. Go touch grass. And then sometimes I'd be thinking like, man, if you're not experiencing anything,
What's getting put into
what are
the
you
music?
writing about? Because this,
Yeah.
R&B Only Live is a show that will take you on a journey of R&B music from past, present, and future. We bring together the best of the genre with our all-female DJs, talented hosts, and electrifying energy all night long. Get tickets to the tour now at rnbonly.com/calendar and vibe with a room full of R&B lovers.